the end of the first 2,000 years, I will allow you, my children, to ask me one question.
One question? Only one?
What should we ask him?
We have to think carefully. We can ask him anything we want, like, what's the meaning of life? Or, why are we here?
I have it. I have the question. Now you have to answer me once and for all. How come I haven't gotten my period yet?
Hello dear viewer, I'm Iron Mandrill, and for my 42nd video, I've decided to do something a little different. In this video, I will take on the impossible task of explaining the answer to what many consider to be the ultimate question. What is the meaning of life? Now you might be wondering, Mandrill, what makes you qualified to answer a question so monumentally consequential? And the answer to that question is, I'm not. Which is why I won't be providing a single answer to the ultimate question, but rather explain an existing answer. Confused? Allow me to explain. In this video, I'll be exploring how the popular yet nonsensical answer provided by the cult classic story Douglas Adams' The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is actually a valid answer to the meaning of life. For those of you unfamiliar with the story, the answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything is 42.
Deep thoughts. Do you have
an answer for you? Yes, but you're not going to like it.
It doesn't matter, we must know it.
All right. The answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything is 42.
42?
Yes, I thought it over quite thoroughly. It is, it's 42.
Now the gag in the movie is that while the answer to the ultimate question is 42, the question presented was not the ultimate question. Hence the plot of the movie kicks off in an attempt to find not the answer to the ultimate question, but the ultimate question itself.
It would have been simpler, of course, to have known what the actual question was.
But it was the question. The ultimate question. Of everything.
That's not a question. Only when you know the question will you know what the answer means.
Give us the ultimate question then.
I can't, but there is one who can.
But in this video, we are not concerned with the mystery box that is the elusive ultimate question sought after within the first story. I am instead going to explain how 42 actually is a valid answer to the meaning of life. Doubtful, you say? Well, watch the rest of the video and see if I change your mind. And if after the curtain closes, the dust settles, and the video fades to black, you're still not even remotely convinced by my argument, then feel free to chew me a new one in the comments. Now, with that lengthy introduction out of the way, let us embark on this spiritual journey together as we seriously ponder the validity of a seemingly farcical answer provided by an utterly goofy and rather bizarre science fiction comedy.
Should be amusing.
Now, before I get into the theory that I feel best exemplifies the profound hidden meaning behind the number 42, being the answer to the question of what is the meaning of life, the universe, and everything, I want to briefly go over some other theories on what the underlying hidden meaning of the number 42 could be.
I'll allow it.
One possible explanation is that since there is 42 kilometers in a marathon, the hidden meaning behind the answer of 42 could perhaps lie within the old adage, life is a marathon, not a sprint. Maybe the giant robot was trying to tell us that life is a journey in which you need to pace yourself, because otherwise you'll burn out your life force.
Oh God.
A second possible explanation to the hidden meaning of the number 42 may lie within ancient Egypt. In ancient Egyptian mythology, after death, one soul would be judged. During this judgment, the newly dead would have to declare before 42 judges that they did not commit any of 42 sins. Perhaps the ancient Egyptians figured it out long ago. The meaning of life is to live a life without sin, particularly one of the 42 sins deemed by Maat. Speaking of sins, the next theory of the possible hidden meaning behind 42 that we will be exploring will be focused on another ancient religion. However, this religion is still practiced en masse today. A third possible explanation of the hidden meaning behind the answer 42 may lie within the Gutenberg Bible. The Gutenberg Bible is the first Bible printed in Europe, and it contains 42 lines of text per column, which is why it's often referred to as the 42-line Bible. Maybe the giant robot was a Christian all along, and found the answer to the meaning of life within the teachings of Christ.
Your son is the leader, Ms. Cartman. Apparently he's read the entire Bible, and now he's scaring the hell out of everyone. Poopykins, it's time to stop preaching damnation to everyone, sweetie.
Don't you guys, persecute our religious beliefs.
Yeah! We're not trying to persecute you kids, but you're supposed to be in school.
What purpose does school have? The Bible says the only goal in this life is to praise God and get into heaven.
Yeah, this life is short. The afterlife is forever.
A fourth possible explanation to the hidden meaning of the number 42 may lie within Major League Baseball. Are we to believe it is merely a coincidence that the only number retired throughout the entire league is 42? Perhaps Jackie Robinson figured out the meaning behind the ultimate answer himself and was trying to communicate through baseball what the point of life is. Or maybe the giant robot is just a huge Dodgers fan and thinks the meaning of life is achieved by beating the Yankees in the World Series. I'm sure there are some die-hard Red Sox fans out there that would certainly agree with the sentiment. However, this theory is definitely a stretch, and we're not even in the 7th inning yet.
Baseball has a 7th inning stretch. Football has the 2-minute warning.
A fifth possible explanation to the hidden meaning behind 42 can be found within the world of programming. The number 42 as a binary code is represented as 101010. This particular pattern of ones and zeros is an important one that often appears within mathematical and computer-related contexts. This led to some people throwing parties on October 10th, 2010 to celebrate the number 42 being the ultimate answer. Perhaps some of these partygoers found the meaning of life for themselves at the bottom of a bottle.
I don't know how you can say that when you're standing here chugging beer.
I am not chugging beer. I'm sampling a flight of gluten-free German lagers with a French wine pairing. It's called a Smorgaswein, and it's elegantly cultural.
A sixth possible explanation may also be found within the world of programming. The programming space is particularly noteworthy because Douglas Adams was a computer programmer. The ASCII number, or an asterisk, is 42. Why is this coincidence as notable as the others, you may ask? It's because an asterisk is a symbol that is utilized in the written language as a stand-in for literally anything, meaning that it covers everything. The answer to the meaning of life has got to be somewhere within everything, right? In programming, the asterisk functions as a wildcard that means whatever you want it to be. An answer that means anything you want it to be. Huh, there actually might be something to that. For the seventh possible explanation to the hidden meaning behind the number 42, we are temporarily switching over from focusing on the ultimate question of our universe, of what is the meaning of life, the universe and everything, to the ultimate question within the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy universe.
Just wait a sodding minute. You want a question that goes with the answer 42. Right, well, what about what's 6 times 7? Or, how many Vogrons does it take to change a light bulb? Here's one. How many roads must the man walk down?
Hey, that's not bad.
No, that's not it. When the ultimate question is seemingly revealed within the second book, it does not line up with the answer given by Deep Thought, because the ultimate question in the second story is, what's 6 times 9? 6 times 9, of course, is 54, not 42. The answer is fundamentally wrong, unless we use a base 13 number system. The standard number system we use most often in our daily lives is a base 10 number system. A base system is how many single digits we use before changing magnitudes. So when using a base of 13, 6 times 7 wouldn't result in 42, but 6 times 9 would. Even though this theory had nothing to do with 42 being the answer to the ultimate question of our own universe, I thought it was too fun of a theory to completely ignore.
You won't kill me out of some misplaced sense of self-righteousness. And I won't kill you because you're just too much fun.
This eighth possible explanation is the last theory I'll be going over before diving into what I think is the best theory on what the hidden meaning behind the number 42 could be. For this eighth theory, we'll be consulting the wisdom of Tibetan monks. The ancient Tibetan Empire had 42 rulers, with the last ruler, Langdharma, ruling until 842. The number 42 has even more connections with the Buddhist religion, as some sects believe that 42 is the age that one most often reaches nirvana, assuming of course that one was going to reach nirvana in the first place. Maybe the Buddhists really did crack the case, and Deep Thought realized that achieving nirvana is actually the meaning of life. While all the previous theories about what the hidden meaning behind number 42 could be were fun, Many of them did not really live up to the promise I made earlier in the video about 42 actually being a valid answer to the ultimate question of what is the meaning of life. The one that came the closest so far was probably the asterisk theory. However, the everything interpretation is a cop-out because of course the answer lies somewhere within the boundaries of everything. And while the anything interpretation is certainly an intriguing theory, it's one that is ultimately underdeveloped. The answer to the meaning of life being anything you want it to be is oddly profound for an idea so simple, but the theory lacks the conviction necessary to satisfy those with even a modicum of skepticism, because there is not enough meaning to be drawn from this idea in its current state. Perhaps there's a more developed, more meaningful answer that lies within a similar vein out there. Now it's finally time to get to the theory that I think best exemplifies how the hidden meaning behind the number 42 is actually a valid answer to the meaning of life.
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo!
For this ninth and final theory, we will be utilizing alphanumerics. For those of you who don't know what alphanumerics are, is when you utilize all 26 letters in the English language and the 10 Arabic numerals 0 to 9 to form a code. We will be utilizing one of the simplest alphanumeric codes in this video, where A stands for 1 and Z stands for 26. When you take the alphanumeric sum of 42, you'll get several combinations of words. However, one combination in particular stands out. T is the 20th letter of the alphabet, O is the 15th letter of the alphabet, B is the second letter of the alphabet, and E is the 5th letter of the alphabet. 20 plus 15 plus 2 plus 5 equals 42. When you add up those 4 letters in the order given, you form 2 words. To be. What's this have to do with the meaning of life, you ask? Well, many consider The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy to be a modern retelling of a Tibetan Buddhist monk's tale of a man's trials and tribulations in the search for the meaning of life. And what is the meaning of life? To be. That is the answer to this question, as well as Hamlet's. Living certainly beats dying, and life is what you make of it. So the meaning of life is to live life. There we go, viewers. Job's finished. We cracked the code of the profound hidden meaning of the number 42. After many trials and tribulations of our own, we at last found the best theory that explains how 42 is the answer to the ultimate question of what is the meaning of life within our universe. However, there's one small problem. 42 doesn't mean anything. It never did. Here's a quote by the author of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy series, Douglas Adams, voicing his thoughts on the subject matter. The answer to this is very simple. It was a joke. It had to be a number, an ordinary, smallish number, and I chose that one. Binary representations, base 13, Tibetan monks are all complete nonsense. I sat at my desk, stared into the garden, and thought, 42 will do. I typed it out. End of story.
There is no Easter Bunny, there is no Tooth Fairy, and there is no Queen of England.
After all those theories of why 42 was picked as the answer to the ultimate question, it turns out that none of them are right, as there was no special reason behind picking the number 42 as the answer. The author of the book just picked it at random, as a joke. All those theories about how one of the many coincidences of the number selected could reveal a hidden meaning turned out to be just that. Theories and coincidences. Nothing more. End of story, right? It seems that all the philosophical pondering about the nature of this number didn't matter, because it was all a pointless, meaningless, random joke to begin with. You could, in a roundabout way, claim that it actually does prove the meaning of life, because life is pointless, meaningless, and random, just like the number 42. Maybe Hamlet should have chose not to be after all. There you go, nihilist. I guess you win. I reckon I should just end the video right here, tell you to like and subscribe, and then go piss off. But no, I'm not going to do that, because I do think there is meaning to the joke answer provided by the story after all, because interpreting meaning from art can transcend the author's intentions.
You had my curiosity, but now you have my attention.
There is meaning to the number 42 beyond it being a joke answer to the ultimate question because we gave it meaning. After all, any answer given to a question as existential as what is the meaning of life only holds as much weight as we are willing to give them, which paradoxically gives us a very clear yet completely ambiguous answer to the meaning of life riddle. Similar to how 42 only works as a solution within Adam's story because the ultimate question, at least within the confines of the first book of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy series, is an undefined equation of infinite possible premises. The meaning of life equation having a definitive solution only works if the solution is unbounded, because it is not within our means at the moment to give a more defined answer, and potentially never will be. So in simpler terms, the definitive answer to the ultimate question proposed at the beginning of this video is...
Get on with it! Yes! Get on with it! Get on with it!
Okay. Answering the question right now. The meaning of life is to give life meaning. Meaning that 42 is one of an infinite amount of valid answers to the question of the meaning of life, because we as a culture had decided to give this bizarre answer, a seemingly random number featured in a silly science fiction book, meaning. But hey, what did I know? I'm just a monkey with a microphone.
So long and thanks for all the fish. So sad that it should come to this. So long and thanks for all